What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Keke Wyatt's World. This is season 1, episode 6, and this was actually the season finale. So, this episode was titled End of the Road, and let's get right into the review. So, we start off by seeing Andre. He's basically telling his boyfriend his side of the story of what went down between him and Keke. Now, Andre, he wants to focus on himself and what he has going on. And Andre's man, he starts boohoo crying because he feels like Andre needs to basically let go of all ties with Keke. Okay? They don't even need to have a business relationship because clearly things are not working. Now I actually agree with the boyfriend because it sounds like Keke and Andre are on two different paths for sure. And I don't see them coming back because he still wants to do his outside things and she's always going to want him to only focus on her. Now, moving on, we also see that Keke is having a conversation with her mom about the situation. She feels like this is her show, and she was annoyed that Andre kept talking. He was telling her about his cape party. And here's the thing, Keke, I get it. This is your show. However, it sounds like Andre had his own intentions, as in we all are about to eat off of this show, not just Keke. So Keke's mom, she explains how, he used to be her personal assistant and now there's a shift in power. And I'm like, okay, now this makes even more sense. Because he used to be her personal assistant, she is used to that man being at her beck and call and everything is revolved around Keke. Now that he's a manager, I think that he feels like he has worked his way up to be able to manage her as well as have outside projects. But honestly, you guys, that is one job that I would never ever want is being a personal assistant to a celebrity because they will always view you as an assistant. That's all I'm gonna say. So, her mom basically feels like Keke has a lot going on and basically she needs some help. And I'm like, yeah, Keke does need help. Keke need help in all areas. She need a therapist. She need a babysitter. She need all kinds of help, okay? And I feel like she's not getting that at her house, in her jobs, in anything. Like, can we please get a therapy session for this lady? But nonetheless, we go back to the studio, okay? Keke is there. Of course, her husband is there. Kizzy is there. And basically, the producer, he wants to add a bridge to the song. And Keke, she's like, oh no, that's old. People don't put bridges on songs anymore. Girl, listen. First of all, you not no young con artist. That's the first thing. Secondly, we actually miss bridges on the song. Baby, because that's why all these songs be 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Ain't no bridges. Ain't nothing to extend the song. So, we done took out a whole damn section of music, and honestly, as fast as we turn it on, we about to turn it right on off. So Keke, she goes in the studio, she kills it vocally again like she always does, and then they go on to talk about what happened between Andre and Keke. So at this point, Keke says that everything will be strictly business between her and Andre. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's work that out. Moving on, we see that the family goes bowling. And Lorna, she actually talks to Big Keever, aka Keke Daddy. I did not realize that his name was Keke. I mean, his name was Keever. I didn't realize that Keke named her son after her dad. Interesting. Nonetheless, basically Lorna wants Keever to talk to Keke because she's going through a lot. So what does he do? He goes over to talk to his daughter, and he tries to give her some words of wisdom. That was cool or whatever. Sounds like that's probably the only person that Keke listened to is her daddy. But nonetheless, we get to the party, okay, for Keke's singles. And Andre is there with his boo. His boo is feeling like Andre should have a conversation with Keke, but Andre is like, no, not today. This is not the time or the place for us to have any type of conversation. Now, all the kids get there, right? I'm going to need for, I'm going to say it, forget it. I'm going to need for them to comb them kids' hair. Straight up. Because there was one little girl, I think it was Bella. She's a very pretty little girl, and I was like, why do her braids look like that? I'm sorry. Little girl who dating Keever, you need to be doing these kids' hair or something. Be useful, since you always got so much mouth. How about you go comb some of them kids' hair? How about you do that? I was just like, Keke, you gotta step it up. I cannot stand seeing, especially celebrities or entertainers, whatever, and their kids' hair be looking a mess. That's a problem for me. But nonetheless, like I said, the kids are all there, and then Lorna gets there. Oh, why did Lorna show up? Because now Raja has a problem. It got to the point where when he went to go hug his Uncle Dougie, he's like, oh, once she sits down, I'm going to move my seat. And I'm like, Raja, you are dragging this. The lady didn't even speak to you. She ain't said nothing to you. She ain't done nothing to you. I'm not understanding why you are coming at her like this. Like, at this point, what are you doing? Because you would think that Lorna is actually, like, physically harming or, like, cussing him out every time she see him, and she didn't even look his way. That's weird. So, nonetheless, the party gets started, and before they even play the songs, Faith Evans actually surprises Keke Wyatt, and Keke was very excited about that. And I'm like, you know what? Shout out to Andre for thinking of that. You know what I'm saying? He seems to be a pretty decent manager. Keke just wants him to only work with her and with everything she got going on. Okay, so it's now time for them to play the songs for the fans. Now, the first song is called My Ex. Now, Keke, she does not sing along to any of the songs, but she does let it play, and it seems like this was her first time even hearing these songs, like, mastered. But nonetheless, the song does sound good, okay? Then they play a song called Somebody, and again, the song sounds good. She knew a few of the lyrics, but not all. And then lastly, she played a song called She. Now, like I said, all three songs sound good. And a lot of the crowd, they like song number 2. But in the end, they all love number 3 the most. And honestly, that was Keke's favorite. So afterwards, they just kind of chit-chat about how the event went very well. Whatever. We need to get to this next scene, okay? We see Raja and Big Keever. They decide to meet Lorna or whatever. And Raja, he talks about how, at his birthday party, it was really hard on him. And Lorna is like, oh, well, that day was hard for me as well. So now he's saying that, things were building up and building up. And they can't seem to get, past it. Neither party at this point. And Lorna is like, okay, Raja, why are you doing this? And I'm like, okay, that's a weird question. I feel like there was something else that was said that was chopped out of this, but I'm gonna let this rock. So she questions why he's doing this, and Raja is like, it's because she always makes a scene. Again, y'all, when did this lady make a scene? I've been waiting. I've been waiting to see her make this scene and cause a big stir. When the only person who I keep saying make a scene is Raja. You're the one who was just at your mama party talking about when she sits down, I'm gonna get up and leave. That's you causing a scene. Your birthday. You were sitting over there with your friends. She sat on the other side of the damn room and she didn't even speak to you. And you over here talking about, so I'm gonna walk out. You let me know who causing the scene or not. Cause it sounds like it's you. But nonetheless, after he says that or whatever, Raja is basically calling her a liar. And she just wants him to list out the issues. What did I do for you to react the way you are reacting? Now, here's the thing. He refuses to list anything. And at this point, y'all, I'm over it. I'm so over it. You sat up here and told the world that your grandmother said racial slurs. She said homophobic things. But you won't list not a one? Okay, well, what the hell is this? Because you got so much mouth and you talking about how you don't like her and this, that, another, but you won't list why you're actually mad. Because honestly, we don't know, y'all. Because at this point, it sounds like a bunch of hearsay. He say, she say, and hearsay. And I feel like something's not right in this. I don't know if they concocted this plan just for the show or what, But it does not make any sense to me that you have, first of all, this is this boy's grandmother, okay? You have known this woman your whole life. However, when your little friend come around, now magically your grandma has flipped into a whole nother person. Okay, cool. Even if you say, yeah, my grandma be talking reckless even before then, I'm going to need for you to say when she was talking reckless. Because the way that we have met her child, Uncle Dougie, I don't feel like Dougie would have sat there and let his mama say disrespectful things about Raja. Because the whole point of the story is that, from what I heard, the grandmother said some terrible things in front of Uncle Dougie, right? Uncle Dougie, I think he's a gay man himself. Do you really think that he wasn't going to stop his own mama to be like, hey, 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 you can't say that in my house? You can't say those types of things around me? I definitely feel like he would have said something. Then on top of that, y'all, what's annoying me about this whole situation is the fact that, again, how is it that nobody is saying to Lorna, listen, you and Roger need to fix this, but at the end of the day, you know you was wrong for saying it. Ain't nobody said that. Keke ain't said it. Dougie ain't said it. Ain't nobody said that Lorna was wrong for saying anything. So I'm so confused because I feel like at some point somebody would have held her accountable at this point. Somebody should have. If she really said something that was so terrible. And honestly, I don't even think people would have want her around if she's going to be that disrespectful. But you know what? I digress. Like I said, this little boy, he said that he didn't want to tell her nothing. Keep in mind, this is the same person who did not think that his grandmother was owed the opportunity to apologize. Not that he was even going to apologize to her. No. It was that he didn't think that she deserved the right to apologize to him. Y'all tell me how crazy that sounds. But nonetheless, she basically felt like they both were playing a part in, what went down. And he feels like they can have a high and by relationship. I'm like, who says that to their grandmother? Like, can we be for real? So then she mentions how she doesn't want to do this on national TV at this point because everybody's looking crazy on the show. I said, yes, you're right about that. Everybody on this damn show is looking crazy. So she's like, okay, well, I want to apologize for two things. Why she say that? Because we never got to hear what those things were because Raja decided to get up and walk off. Like, y'all, I'm sorry, but this new generation, they blow my mind. They ready to cut everybody off in their family if they say one thing that they don't like. And I'm like, okay, y'all gonna have a real lonely life. I'm just saying, it sounds like y'all gonna have a real lonely life in the future. But nonetheless, Big Keever, he's trying to understand what the issue is because he never figured it out either. I'm like, yeah, you sat here and I'm trying to figure out why you were here. I get it that you may be like the peacemaker of the family. However, where was Uncle Dougie? Because Uncle Dougie was there when all the stuff went down. He's the one who should have been here. But nonetheless, like I said, we got Big Keever. So, what was the next thing that happened? Oh, like I said, Raja is refusing to say what the problem is. Like, at this point, I feel like Raja is tripping. Lorna, she seems to be done with Raja. Big Keever, he's still trying to make a different approach to this situation, talking about some because family needs each other. Well, go tell Raja that, okay? So Lorna, she says that she hopes that Raja and Haley stick together because he's going to need her. Because Lorna is done with him. And y'all, that was that scene. So, we actually see Andre go over to Keke's house, and they end up calling Randall to basically tell him how all the fans, they selected the song She. And after they get off the phone, Andre is trying to talk to Keke, but it is very clear that she does not want to talk to this man. She's all into her phone. She's avoiding eye contact. She does not want to talk to him about anything. So, Andre says that he feels used and taken advantage of. And I'm just like, I wouldn't say exactly you being used and taken advantage of. I would say that you were just a personal assistant, and that kind of came with the job. And then once you transition to management, nothing really changed. But nonetheless, she briefly brings up her baby products again, and Keke basically feels like he's using the show to promote his business, which he is. So Andre, he talks about feeling disrespected, and Keke, on the other hand, she basically feels like they don't even need to work together no more. I was like, well, okay, are we about to end this relationship, business and personal? Okay. But no, they actually don't end the business side of their relationship. They decide that it's going to be strictly business only. And after Andre leaves, Keke, she does cry. Now, we see at the end of the show that Raja is still not talking to his grandmother. Andre and Keke, they only have a business relationship, and Raja is now her personal assistant. Y'all, here's my issue with this whole thing. I thought that an album was coming out. You know, since the show ended, they're gonna wrap it up with the album, and it did not. Keke, Keke Wyatt, why'd you waste our time like this? I thought we were getting an album. When is it coming out? Y'all, that was the show. That was my review. Let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.